Escape to paradise with a relaxing 6-night stay in the iconic islands of Tahiti and Moorea. Enjoy an all-inclusive non-stop flight to Tahiti from Seattle or Los Angeles on Air Tahiti Nui, the world's most immersive travel experience. From the vibrant cabins to the warm and welcoming crew, you will be transported to Tahiti from the moment you step on board. This dream getaway also includes beautiful accommodations, excursions, daily breakfast, all transfers, and more, starting at just $26.95 per person. Call 1-877-468-2448 to book yours today.
Lovers wants to know, ever forget Valentine's Day in the past? Need to make up for it? Do it and them right this time with the perfect pleasure present from Lovers stores. Whether you're looking for spicy toys, alluring lingerie, or exciting accessories, Lovers has it all. Save 20% when you mention unforgettable at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until February 28th. Some exclusions apply.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Slow drain being a pain? Call Pinky. That pipe's being a little leaky? Call Pinky. When the toilet won't flush and you're in a rush? Call Pinky. When your shower lost all its spray power? Call Pinky. When your sink's on the blink? Call Pinky. Pinky's Plumbing promises to lick all your plumbing problems quick. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Places, please. The Daly Migs Show is on deck. Guitars plugged in. Drums ready to go. Chickens.
They're clucking.
Other animals. And action. This is the Daly Migs Show on The Rock with Taryn Daly and Steve Migs.
While listening to the Daly Migs Show, please refrain from any unnecessary finger gesturing.
99.9 KISW.
Good morning, Rockaholics. Happy Tuesday. I knew today was coming.
Okay.
I did know today was coming.
Because you're on a calendar.
But it still kind of caught me off guard, Steve Migs.
What is
the
that?
First day in many weeks that the trees were not lit up at Tulalip Resort Casino.
So mark the calendar, January 14th.
Yes. I look forward to it every day. And then today it was just dark and foggy and a little bit depressing.
That is kind of like a little, like maybe like a little moment of just like excitement when you're on a long drive. Like, okay, at least I can look forward to seeing the cool lights. My wife, when she found out about it, is like, we got to go check that. I'm like, sure, let's make it happen. Well, no.
Well, definitely next year. You got to do it.
We'll put it on our calendar of all the other things that we do for the Christmas season.
I heard they start setting those up on October 1st. And then I think it's like right after, Thanksgiving or whatever that they light them up. But that is quite a process.
I want to know what the electric bill is. Oh. Because our electric bill just went up to the roof. And we had minimal, we had a couple of inflatables and a couple lights around our patio. And we didn't even have anything super elaborate. And our electric bill went up.
We got to do some digging. I bet we can find out.
What do we call the chalet up and be like, hey, what was your electric bill during the holidays? I'm sure they're going to share that. Yeah, no problem.
Public information, of course.
100%.
Let's inform the Rockaholics.
Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daly Migs Download.
AKA the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
And the DMD is brought to you by Palace Lawn today. Well, I guess Tatum and I celebrated this 2 days ago. It's National Dress Up Your Pet Day.
My labs will not have it.
No.
There's no chance.
When
yours
Lulu
will put up with it?
When Lulu was around, she hated it. And she would just stare at us like, okay, at what point, Halloween, be kind of funny. We made her a sushi once. Oh. She just stared at us until she was like, okay, at what point are you taking this freaking thing off of us?
She's feeling humiliated.
DJ doesn't seem too into it, but Tatum likes dressing her up. The other day, she was convinced that we needed to make her a bathing suit for the summer. That way she could go in the pool with us because she wasn't allowed to go in the pool. And she thinks it's because she didn't have a bathing suit on. So we proceeded to go find one of my old tank tops, cut it up, hot glue a bunch of random things that are in her craft basket, and then we put it on DJ, and DJ was not pleased.
Well, she looked cute.
She looked miserable.
It was very flattering. It was a flattering suit for sure.
Yeah, but it's not very water resistant.
No.
All right. Last night, it happened in Arizona because the Rams beat the Vikings 27-9. Man, they just were all over Darnold and the crew over in Minnesota. It was just a beatdown. So the Rams are moving on to the divisional round. I have to say, I never thought I would say this. I was watching the game, rooting for the Los Angeles Rams, just because of everything that the team had to go through, the city's going through. Sometimes it's just nice to have a little bit of a break from what's going on in the world that's awful and have a moment to be able to smile. And the Rams definitely did that for their fans. And after the game, Matthew Stafford was being interviewed by Scott Van Pelt. And it's a little bit of a longer clip, but I think it's worth listening to because they do talk about how sports can help bring people together during tough times.
I'm a lot like a lot of the people around the country watching the news and seeing these homes reduced to rubble and the firefighters doing everything they possibly can to try and fight it back. Living in those conditions, knowing what that wind felt like, it was unbelievable. So I just proud of the community, proud of the city for the response and hopefully they're proud of us for the way we played tonight.
I mean, it's cliche to say, but in a way it's not, right? Sports are the greatest distraction that can be provided. I think go back like nothing greater than 9/11 in terms of an opportunity for sports to be a galvanizing thing. You were able to give your city something for 3 hours. Now you get a chance to do it again on next weekend. How much of a rallying cry is that among your group just to put on for the city?
It's huge. It's huge. You never want a tragedy to make you come together and do all that, but sometimes that's what you're living through, and that's what we're living through in the moment. And to be able to make it to the playoffs, get this opportunity to come here and play in front of an unbelievable crowd.
It was awesome.
A bunch of blue that we appreciate big time for what a week we're going through, and they showed up for us and made it loud.
And you can see him during the interviews wearing the LAFD for the fire department, but it's in like the Rams colors.
Yes.
It's like the little Rams logo as well. Matthew Stafford, got to say, seems like a good guy.
Really like him.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to keep rooting for the Rams as the playoffs go on, but for this game, I think a lot of us were Rams fans.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Starbucks has introduced a new code of conduct, and this is going to require customers to actually make a purchase in order to use the spaces or get into the restrooms.
How dare they?
I didn't even realize that they had this open door policy since back in 2018. So now they're going to be training their employees on how to enforce the policy.
That sucks for the employees that they have to have the awkward conversation. I'd be like, hey, buddy, I know you like our Wi-Fi, but you need to buy a blueberry muffin.
Or I'm calling the cops.
Calling the cops. Do you think the cops are going to show up for something like that?
Maybe. You never know. A disgruntled non-customer.
How do you guys... I feel weird going into an establishment and use it if I'm not buying any. Like, for instance, the other day, I thought I was going to have an accident. Like, number one.
Wow.
I was driving. I had too much, this freaking water. And I'm like, I'm not going to make it to my house. Like, it's just not going to happen. So I pulled over and went in the bush. No, I'm kidding. I pulled off and I end up at Panera. And I know that their side door goes straight to the bathroom. So you don't have to go past like the cashiers. And I just went right in, ran to the bathroom, went right back to my car. I was like, I don't need anything. I don't want to buy anything. But I felt like the worst human being for that.
I have that guilt too if I ever am in that situation. I feel like I should be buying something, supporting the business since I'm using their facilities.
Yeah, I never feel right like just sitting in a Starbucks and just like being on my laptop unless I'm buying at least a coffee.
Totally.
Does anyone else do that?
I hate going into places without being a customer, but it is the worst when you get denied. Like, have you guys gone into a place and then you've like walked by the like checkout area and they're like, yo, you need to buy something before you use the restroom?
No, it's never happened to me.
It's mortifying. Or it needs a code and then you have to go back and ask for the code and they're like, well, did you buy anything? And you're like, no, I just really have to pee.
Can I do it after?
I did have an not embarrassing, but a silly moment. We were going to Portland for a wrestling event. We stopped at a McDonald's and the McDonald's had one of those keypads.
Yeah.
So I went to the bathroom. I got the code. And I heard someone trying to open. I thought it was my buddy. So I hear my buddy. I think it's my buddy, like rattling the door, and he's hitting the buttons, and nothing's working. So I just yell, "It's 173." Boop boop boop. Opens up. It's not my buddy. Some random dude, and he's gonna give me a look like, "Thanks, dude." And I'm like, "I thought you were my friend Austin." I'm thinking, hey, as far as weather, we're hitting a high of 44 degrees. It's going to be cloudy today. The DMD is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino, and that's what's up.
Last week, we ended up spinning a wheel to see who on the show would have to sing one of the most popular one-hit wonder karaoke songs. And by the way, we apologize for how that all went down. So it didn't quite go as well as we thought.
No.
And we wanted to have Danny's daughter, Lily, do a little review of his performance.
Because she hit him up and was like, Dad, I want to hear this audio. Like, when are you doing this? Like, I want to hear this.
She was so excited to hear this. Like literally it was like hitting me up daily, being like, where's the audio, Dad? Dad, where's the audio? I was like, we haven't aired it yet. Like, it's on there, hasn't uploaded yet. And she's like, well, send it to me. When it uploads, send it to me. I'm like, fine, I will send it to you, Lily.
Is this the first time that she was excited to listen to something on our show?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
We are going to hear Lily's honest review at 6:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Wow.
What's up?
I just bought and financed a car through Carvana in minutes.
You? The person who agonized 4 weeks over whether to paint your walls eggshell or off-white bought and financed a car in minutes?
They made it easy. Transparent terms, customizable down and monthly. Didn't even have to do any paperwork.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, have you checked out that spreadsheet I sent you for our dinner options?
Finance your car with Carvana and experience total control. Financing subject to credit approval.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
Last week, we decided to spin a wheel to see who on the show had to sing one of the most popular one-hit wonder karaoke songs.
Yes.
And it didn't go great.
It did not go very well.
And our rockaholics are very harsh critics, but I feel like there is no harsher critic than Danny's daughter, Lily.
What are you talking about? It's always ponies and rainbows when she's talking about my taste in music.
She's a big fan of Metallica.
She loves Metallica.
So, Danny, you decided to play for her the songs that we sang.
Okay. No, I did not decide anything in this.
You were forced.
It was very much, Dad, I want to hear you guys sing karaoke on the radio. And I was like, okay, I will play the audio for you, and I want your honest review if you're going to do that.
Fair.
And we have her review here.
Do you have high hopes for any of us as singers?
Sarah.
Here we I'm already
she just loves Sarah.
She's her hype girl for sure.
I love
get
her.
it.
I'm sorry to disappoint her, but I love her.
I mean, granted, it's a big age difference, but mentally they're about the same age.
Yeah, exactly. I think actually Lily's a little bit older.
Oh, definitely. Lily's way more mature. Yeah.
Here we go.
Kiss me out of the bearded barley nightly beside the green grass.
What, Lily, what did you think?
If I had to rate it from a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 3.
Ooh. A 3?
Ouch, Taryn.
That got so deep, Lily.
That's low.
What could she have done to be better?
Not talk.
She was very convinced that Taryn was not singing, that she was just talking
just
through
loud
it.
talking.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Not talk. That's a savage. She sounds like Simon Cowell.
You kind of, right?
It's Lily Cowell.
You have to sing, not talk.
How do you think Sarah's going to do?
Oh, no.
Good.
All right, here we go.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Now, you spun the wheel and you were going to sing Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby.
Sure was. Float like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic with like a vandal, like a stage, and wax a champ like a candle. Damn, so
Initial reaction?
Okay.
She doesn't want to be mean to me.
She doesn't. You could hear it in her voice. She's like, I love Sarah so much. But that was really bad.
It was really bad. I'm getting red, and I hate myself for that.
Here we go.
Scale of 1 to 10 for Sarah.
Since it's rap, it's not really singing. I would say a 6 for the rapping.
Wow.
I know.
I love how she's justifying it.
I know. She's just trying to find any reason to rate her higher than all of us.
She's very biased.
She really is. You want to hear me sing, even though you know that I'm probably not going to be good because I don't know any of these songs?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
So awake in the morning, and I step outside. I take a breath. Then I get real hot. So Danny had to sing, if you can't tell, it's 4 Non-Blondes, What's Up? One of the biggest one-hit wonders of all time, which you did not even know once we started playing the karaoke version.
Yeah.
Real high, and I scream at the top of my lungs, what's going on? That's right. And I say,
What did you think of my singing?
It was scary.
Straight to scary, huh?
What nightmares are made of, Danny?
Yeah, oh my gosh.
I don't know what that was.
All right, scale of 1 to 10.
-32. Actually, I'm going to give it a 2.
Thank you. Okay. Any other thoughts you have on my singing?
You did sound like Jack Black.
No, thank you.
Those are compliments.
Those aren't compliments.
No, of course not.
Hey, at least you're on the board with 2, though. That's pretty good.
That's just one below you, Tara.
I know.
Honestly, well, she was like about to give me a -32 if you didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
And I was like, -30? What are we doing here? And she was like, you know what? I'll give you a 2. And I was like, you just feel bad.
2 for effort.
Yeah.
Wait, and I'm sorry, but who won? According to Lily?
You don't count.
I count. Why don't I count?
This is a bias.
I got 6.
How did you get out of being ranked?
Well, I didn't sing during that segment.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a time limit.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Plus, we
so I
know
guess
what she was
technically
saying.
you won, Steve.
Plus, we know she would give me a 0. She hates me and my music taste. I'm sure she hates my singing voice.
Can I say that when I was actually playing her the audio, because like I played her longer clips, obviously, of him, but she when she heard that I got picked on the wheel, I have never seen her get so excited. She jumped up out of her chair and cheered that I was going to sing for her.
So she might be one of the unicorns of children that actually enjoys singing and enjoys having their parent be embarrassed.
Right.
Yeah. Once it says, hey, I love your voice, Taryn. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Oh, thank you.
I do love that part where say, how can she get better? She shouldn't talk.
Oh, it still stings. It hurts so bad. Well, we have a question for you, Rockaholics. 206-803-ROCK. When did one of your parents embarrass you? Or when did you embarrass your kid? 206-803-ROCK. We will take your calls after Guns N' Roses.
The Daily Migs Show.
When did one of your parents embarrass you? Or when did you embarrass your kid? 206-803-ROCK. Tim from Puyallup, tell us about how you behave at sporting events.
Morning, guys. How we doing?
We're doing great, Tim. What's going on?
So, yeah, like I called yesterday and told you guys, I'm go to those sporting events, and I didn't know that junior high parents aren't as loud as, high school parents.
Okay. So you're loud at the game. Are you loud in like a supportive parent way? Like, yeah, you're kicking butt, or are you loud like, ref, you suck?
So I can't say that I don't ever say you suck, ref, or anything like that. But I start off, I coached basketball for a few years. I played basketball through high school and college. And I have a very, very strong passion for it. So I coach my daughter from the sidelines, which I had to learn to quiet down a little bit.
Be a little more subdued on the sidelines.
Was your kid the one that pulled you aside and said, Dad, you got to use your inside voices?
No, actually, my daughter was very happy because she felt her coach wasn't coaching or teaching her as much on the sidelines. Okay. My ex-wife and her husband had an issue.
Oh, tell them to piss off.
Rock on, Tim. 206-803-ROCK. When did one of your parents embarrass you, or when did you embarrass your kid? Bob from Tacoma, how did your mom embarrass you in front of your girlfriend?
Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you?
We're great, Rob. How you doing? Bob.
I'm doing good, thanks, Bob. Anyhow, when I was in high school, and I want to emphasize high school, I had met this girl, and she was older than I was. She was in college, so I invited her over for dinner, and I told her that I was in college also. So when we sat down for dinner, and my mom turned to her and asked her if she went to the same high school as I did.
Oh, no.
Thanks, Mom. So how much older were you pretending to be?
Just a year or two older.
Nice.
And so the situation required comic relief, so I just went face first into the spaghetti.
Oh, no.
I would imagine that was the end of the relationship, if not the part that got embarrassed, but the part where you just slammed your face into pasta.
No, actually, she was pretty cool with it. We ended up going out for a while afterwards.
Someone call her a keeper.
Sam from Squim, your kid embarrassed you in the bathroom?
Oh, yeah. We were at Bass Pro Shops in Tacoma there, and we went in there, and the stall was occupied, and so I held him up while he went to the urinal, and then I went to the urinal, and he was at that age where, I love this, I love that, and I'm standing there taking a pee, and he goes, I love your penis, Sam. And all I hear from the stall is, oh, and I'm just like, go wash your hands.
Oh, my God. There's nothing you can say.
No.
Oh, my God. I wanted to get out of there so quick.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing you can say. I think silence is the best medicine right there.
Rock on.
All righty.
Wow. Kids are so innocent.
Yeah.
They're so honest.
How about this one? This is a text at 206-803-ROCK. I brought my wife over to meet my parents for the first time back when we were dating. We were all having dinner, and my mom, just out of nowhere, just says, I thought you'd be Asian based on his search history. Thanks, Mom. Wow.
Parents are awesome.
Yeah. Man. I know what the funny thing is. May rest in peace, my dad. I don't have any embarrassing stories about my mom. Every single embarrassing story that I've ever had about a parent has to do with my father.
What's like the most memorable embarrassment that was ever afforded you?
The first one that pops into mind was one of the last times that we got to go visit. I mean, it was a few years ago. We visited since, but my wife and I went, and we were leaving. I think to go. It was a series of embarrassing events, but the part that I'll never forget. We get in the car. I think we might have been going back to the airport at that point, and I'm sitting in the front seat with my dad. Tall, sitting shotgun. Mom's sitting behind him. Dad didn't bother to check if Mom was in the car yet. And so he starts backing up as she has one foot. And mind you, my mom's like 70-something at the time, uses a cane, sometimes even a walker. And he starts backing up, and my mom is hopping on one leg, trying not to get run over by the car. And finally, I'm like, Dad, stop. Mom's not in the car yet. And there's this like moment of silence. And you're thinking, okay, he's going to be like, I'm so sorry, Rose. He then starts yelling at her for not getting in the car quick enough. Well, yeah. And my poor wife, I could just see her in the mirror, and she's like sinking lower and lower, and I'm just mortified, even though like she's been around my dad and knows that he's just like this. And my mom's laughing because she doesn't know how else to handle him.
It's a good sport.
She just laughs off his insanity. And of course, I'm like, Dad, she wasn't even in the car. Now he's yelling at me. It was truly one of the more embarrassing moments that I had to have with my dad.
Well, to be fair, she should have really hurried up and got in the car.
Yeah, I mean, she's 70. She's still got one good hip. She should have been able to jump right into that seat. Slow-ass mom.
You know what else is embarrassing, Steve? That you're 8-8 right now in Beat Migs. Just rubbing it in.
Yeah,
also,
thanks.
two ties in there as well. Let's not forget about those. The number to call to play Beat Migs is 206-803-ROCK, and we will play the game at 6:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/Confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues. You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex Lotion Tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex Lotion Tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Dreaming of a 6-night getaway to paradise? Escape to the islands of Tahiti and Moorea with Air Tahiti Nui, the world's most immersive travel experience. This all-inclusive vacation package is designed to take you to a tropical haven, starting with non-stop flights from Los Angeles or Seattle to Tahiti. From the vibrant cabins to the warmth of our Polynesian crew, you will be transported to Tahiti from the moment you step on board. Your package includes luxurious hotel stays, ensuring that your experience is as comfortable as it is enchanting. Start each day with a delicious Polynesian breakfast. Enjoy exciting excursions that showcase the beauty and culture of the islands, and take advantage of convenient transfers that make your trip seamless from start to finish. All of this begins at just $26.95 per person. Whether you're looking to explore crystal clear waters, unwind on pristine beaches, or immerse yourself in rich Polynesian culture, Tahiti and Moorea offer endless possibilities for both adventure and relaxation. Call 1-877-468-2448 now to book your Tahiti and Moorea escape.
Lovers wants to know, ever forget Valentine's Day in the past? Need to make up for it? Do it and them right this time with the perfect pleasure present from Lovers stores. Whether you're looking for spicy toys, alluring lingerie, or exciting accessories, Lovers has it all. Save 20% when you mention unforgettable at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until February 28th. Some exclusions apply.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. When that pipe starts to trickle and you're in a real pickle, call Pinky. When that burst pipe starts to smell ripe, call Pinky. When your water heater's shot and it won't get hot, call Pinky. When you get home to a flood, call your best bud. Pinky's Plumbing to the rescue. No job is too big or too small. Pinky's does it all. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
The Daly Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Zach from Tacoma is. Zach, are you there?
I'm here.
I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Bye-bye.
For those playing at home, Zach has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What is the main sport featured in the movie Space Jam?
Basketball.
Correct. Which prince is Kate Middleton married to?
Pass.
Passing away in 2024, who was the original voice of Mufasa?
James Earl Jones.
Yes. How many children does Patrick and Brittany Mahomes have?
2?
No.
3.
Yes. What is the name of the ocean located between Africa and Australia?
The Indian Ocean?
Correct. What does a paleontologist study?
Dinosaurs.
No.
A paleontologist?
Yeah.
Is it like fossils?
Yeah. Some people think what herb tastes like soap?
Cilantro.
Correct. In school, the abbreviation STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and what?
Mathematics?
Correct. Demi Moore was married to Ashton Kutcher and what other famous actor?
Oh, pass.
How many pints are in 1 gallon?
4?
No.
Pints. 8.
Yes. Woo! Zach! You got 8 correct.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. You played the game very well. If you didn't know, you passed. I am feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good.
I like how Zach got the ladies very excited in here. You should have heard.
Steve does not have the same effect on us.
You should have heard the noises they made.
Yes, Steve, you should feel some pressure because Zach's got it going on. Are you ready?
Yeah, Daddy, let's go.
What is the main sport featured in the movie Space Jam?
Basketball.
Correct. Which prince is Kate Middleton married to?
Prince Harry?
No.
Prince William.
Yes. Passing away in 2024, who is the original voice of Mufasa?
Is it Robin Williams?
No, what? He passed away way longer ago.
James Earl Jones.
Correct.
Yes.
How many children does Patrick and Brittany Mahomes have together?
Don't they have 3?
They do.
And one's on the way or something?
They just had the
Oh,
third.
okay.
What is the name of the ocean located between Africa and Australia?
Name of the ocean? Indian Ocean.
Correct. What does a paleontologist study?
Fossils.
Yes. Some people think what herb tastes like soap?
Cilantro.
Yes. In
I don't
school,
think it does, to be
the
honest with you.
abbreviation STEM, I think it does, stands for science, technology, engineering, and what?
Math. Mathematics.
Yes. Demi Moore was married to Ashton Kutcher and what other famous actor?
Bruce Willis.
Correct. How many pints are in 1 gallon?
4.
No.
6.
No.
8.
Yes.
Who do we appreciate? Migs.
Zach made us feel so good, but Steve, I guess you made us feel better. You got a perfect 10. You win 10-8. Sorry, Zach.
That's all right. It's hard to beat the perfect 10. Love you guys.
Love you too.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Kiss my ass, bitches.
And they stay there.
I do like that the minute Steve realizes he wins, he just stares down Taryn. And Taryn refuses to look at Steve when it's happening.
I can see him giving me the middle finger in my periphery, though.
The moment I stepped through the door, I knew I was in for a tough one because I see Taryn in her little smirky face. She'll look at me nonstop until I win. And then she just can't make eye contact because she realizes she's around the ruler.
I was impressed.
Thank you.
It was a very good one.
That was a fun one.
Hey, we have a party coming up that you should join us for, Rockaholics. It's the Men's Room Lager launch party. The guys are going to be doing a live broadcast that day from Black Raven Brewing in Woodinville, Friday, February 7th.
Wait, they're going to be drinking and live? We got to go.
What could possibly go wrong?
Let's do this.
From 2 until 6, all the party details up at KISW.com. This is celebrating the Men's Room's 20th anniversary on KISW. All the info at KISW.com. And then you can pick up the beer at Fred Meyer and QFC stores in the area.
Hell yeah.
Be honest. When did you annoy a celebrity?
Okay. When didn't I? I mean, of course, there's the Billy Joel story. Me trying to get an autograph as a kid, and he told me to go F off. But I think the one where I realized I was annoying a celebrity was when I was annoying, at the time, the lead singer of my favorite band, Weezer, and that's Rivers Cuomo. And I was in a studio with them to do an interview, or at least I thought I was there to do an interview, but the label and the radio station agreed to it. I don't think the band knew I was going to be there. So now I'm awkwardly the only person in the studio with them that's not a member of Weezer or the engineer. And I remember I didn't know what to do, so I tried to have some small talk with Rivers, and I go, I like your guitar. He's playing an acoustic guitar, and you can tell he wanted nothing to do with me. And he just kind of looks up and goes, thanks, and goes right back down and starts playing. And at that moment, the guitarist who was recording his guitar part stops and goes, who's that guy in the room? And I was like, I'm just going to go. Go back to the station. How'd the interview go? I'm like, it didn't. And here's why.
Ouch. 206-803-ROCK. Tell us about the time that you annoyed a celebrity. 206-803-ROCK. And we are asking this because one of the biggest celebrities in the world was so annoyed that he just cursed out a car full of his fans.
And people are divided if he was being a jerk or if it was justified.
You're going to hear what happened after Van Halen.
The Daily Migs Show.
Tell us all about the time you annoyed a celebrity. 206-803-ROCK. We're bringing this up because there was a carload of people driving alongside Justin Timberlake just the other night, and they were rolling down their windows trying to get his attention. And then at a stop, Justin Timberlake finally rolled down his window, and let's just say that he was not having it.
Justin Timberlake. Bro, roll down the window. Roll down the window.
You want something?
Let's race.
And he looks so annoyed when he's looking. He's like, "What do you?" He's like, "What do you want?" Because they were going for a while.
Oh yeah.
You want something? No.
Let's race.
You want something?
No. Let's race. Stop.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, you effing kids.
So what about you,
said,
Rockaholics?
Bye. Wow.
When did you annoy a celebrity? 206-803-ROCK. Kim from Shoreline, you annoyed the men's room. How did this happen?
Oh, I was up at Monroe, and they were there for a demolition derby or something like that, some kind of event. And I was really drunk, kept calling them all by the wrong name. I called Brill Miles and Miles Ted. And I was arguing with them about what their names were. They were so annoyed they were done with me.
He's like, "No, I swear your name is Ted." He's like, "This throat."
You know, they had just gotten to town, so I didn't know who
That's
they were
awesome.
just off the radio.
Thanks, Kim.
That's amazing.
206-803-ROCK. Tell us about the time you annoyed a celebrity. Dylan from Mount Vernon.
Morning, guys.
What's up, Dylan?
Much.
So what's your story?
I annoyed The Undertaker.
Oh no, not the dead man.
Yeah, my buddy and I flew in for WrestleMania 21. This is in Los Angeles. And on our way back, a lot of people recognized him, and they just bum-rushed him at the seats. And you can tell, well, not so much him, but his wife was not having it. This is when he was still with Sarah. And I got up to him, and you could tell he was just winded.
At the airport, you said?
At the airport, right after WrestleMania 21.
I feel like that's the place where if I even, I really would do my best not to even say hi to someone when they get off a plane, because that's like the last thing they want to deal with is talking to anyone. You just want to get out of the freaking airport.
Yeah, no one really enjoys spending extra time there.
I do love he brought up, he's like, yeah, back when he was married to his first wife, whose name was Sarah, because we know that because at one point he had a neck tattoo that just said Sarah on it, right? And then they eventually broke up. And now you could. It was like remnants of it. Like he must have had it like laser removed, which just sounds very painful.
Did it have an H on it or an A?
I think it was a Sarah without an H.
Oh, she's so happy.
The right way, right?
Well, I mean, they shouldn't have gotten a tattoo because we all know if you marry someone with just no H, it's bound to be Divorce City.
That's true.
206-803-ROCK. When did you annoy a celebrity? Richard from Federal Way.
Good morning, guys.
What's up, Richard?
So I was down at Alki one time. We used to go there every Friday. And me and some friends saw Big Smooth, Sam Perkins.
Yeah.
He's with his kid, and it looked like his bodyguard. And this was when he played for the Pacers.
Okay.
And my buddy was like, I want to get his autograph. And I'm like, Mikey, don't bother him. He's with his family. Don't bother him. And so we let him go by. Well, an hour later, he came back over, and I was like, Mikey, don't bother him. He got right in front of me, and I jumped up. Can I get your autograph? And Mikey was pissed. He wasn't happy.
Oh.
And Sam was like, yeah, sure thing, kid. And all I had was my Seahawks hat. So I had him sign my Seahawks hat. And after that, he got mobbed by a bunch of people for autographs and pictures, and we got the heck out of there.
Oh, you guys kind of broke the seal. I bet there was a lot of people like, I don't want to bug him. Then they saw him sign an autograph, like, well, F it. If that kid got one, we can too.
Yeah. And that started my whole hat autograph thing. So I got about probably 20 of them now.
Nice.
Who's your favorite signature on your hat?
That's a tough one. I would say in between, Danny Bonaducci and Sue Bird.
Oh, very
cool.
Two very different people right there. That's awesome.
206-803-ROCK. Scott from Oak Harbor, tell us about the time you annoyed a celebrity.
Yeah, it was back in like 2002, 2003 when I was deployed to Kuwait with the Air Force, and Diamond Dallas Page came over with the USO tour, and me and two of my buddies each pitched in $20 and paid our other friend $60 to go up to him and ask him what it felt like to get his butt kicked by Oliver Platt.
And how'd that go for him?
Well, for those that don't know, he was in the movie Ready to Rumble, which was a wrestling movie, and he was the bad guy. But when my buddy said that, he immediately looked pissed off, and my buddy buckled and immediately started pointing at us and saying a bunch of stuff frantically. So he motioned to me to come over, and I slowly walked over, and he just very sternly looked me in the face, and he's like, "Did you really pay him to say that?" And I was like, "Yes, we did." I was like, "I thought it'd be funny." I was like, "I'm a big fan of the movie, and you did a good job." And he just kind of looked at me, looked like he was ready to punch me, and then just smiled. He's like, "Oh, that was pretty funny." He shook my hand, signed an autograph, and then we went on about our business.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, because everything I've ever heard, and I've met him once, and he's nothing but nice. Like, he's just, like, overwhelmingly positive. So I think he probably saw it as a good opportunity to just troll a group of kids that thought they were having some fun with him.
206-803-ROCK. Brandon from Bonnie Lake, tell us about the time you annoyed a celebrity.
Yeah, we were over in Spokane at a club, and they had back then it was called the WWF. Migs, you could probably appreciate this. Now WWE.
Yeah.
Ted DiBiase was there for the show, and he decided to go out and dance at the club, and we saw him there and decided that it would be a good time to have an impromptu mosh pit, so we kind of got into a slam dance.
And how did that go?
He actually wasn't too annoyed. He was a little bit perplexed. Kind of thought it was funny.
I just love that our listeners seem to like to annoy wrestlers. Yeah, Undertaker, Diamond Dallas Page, and the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
And don't forget Steve Migs.
Yeah. F Steve Migs. F that guy.
We all have moments that we are certainly not proud of. Moments where we were not, let's say, quality individuals.
Okay.
So we need you to call in now, 206-803-ROCK. We want to see if you, Rockaholics, can figure out who on our show was a low-quality person. But we need you to call in now, 206-803-ROCK. We will take your calls at 7:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
The website blogherald.com did an interesting article about the habits of low-quality men.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Yeah, sure thing. Hey, you sold that car yet?
Yeah, sold it to Carvana.
Oh, I thought you were selling to that guy.
The guy who wanted to pay me in foreign currency, no interest, over 36 months? Yeah, no. Carvana gave me an offer in minutes, picked it up, and paid me on the spot. It was so convenient.
Just like that.
Yeah?
No hassle.
None.
That is super convenient.
Sell your car to Carvana and swap hassle for convenience. Pickup fees may apply.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
That apparently psychologists have identified as common among them.
Okay.
So some of these examples
Why are you looking
would
at both
be
Danny and I? We're high-quality individuals.
lack of ambition.
I'll get around to it when I get around to it.
Disrespect toward others.
Yeah, F off.
Constant negativity and dishonesty.
I mean, these are pretty good examples of low-quality people, not just men,
Not just
right?
men.
Yeah.
Avoidance of responsibility. So we know that at some point all of us have had moments that we aren't proud of, moments of being low-quality human beings,
yes.
right? So we want to see if you can figure out our moments. So each one of the four of us wrote down a moment where we felt we were pretty low quality.
Things that we're not too hyped about.
And we are going to have our friend Robot SpongeBob read these low quality moments for us. And then you, the listener, have to guess if it's me, Migs, Sarah, or Danny.
Perfect.
All right. So we have Kyle from Sultan on the phone. Kyle, are you ready to hear the audio of one of our low quality moments?
I am.
All right, let's go.
In middle school, if my best friend and I didn't like you, we would make up the most awful, disgusting song about you. Nothing was off limits, and we would cut deep. We would then spread the song around the school so everyone would be singing it. Not very nice, but at least the songs were catchy.
All right, Kyle.
Who do you think that is?
I grew up with someone like that. Let's see. I don't know. Girls can be pretty mean at that age. She's so sweet now, but Sarah?
Did you go to high school in Mercer Island by chance? Because you're absolutely right.
You did it, Kyle.
That was me, Kyle. That was me.
What were these songs about? Like you said, they're catchy.
I still remember a few that my best friend and I, we still sing them to each other and each other only because they are not radio friendly. They're bad. We could not write them now.
You were like Mean Girls. You were Mean Girls.
Yeah, we were. But we weren't popular or hot.
You're surprised by that? When her dad used to walk around and make up songs about everyone in the station?
and about inappropriate things that really, if HR was around, that would have been an awkward situation.
Right? You guys are lucky you guys don't have one yet.
I do love, like, we were like Mean Girls, but not hot.
But not hot at all. We were the losers who wanted to be cool.
You were the meanish girls.
Oh. Yeah. Charles from Spanaway, are you ready to hear some audio of one of our low-quality moments?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
I engaged in a cyber relation with a listener. Over fax. Yes, I would have some not safe for work, raunchy chats over fax while at work on the company fax machine.
Okay, Charles. Who do you think that is?
See, there's a part of me that wants to say it's Steve, but I think it's Taryn.
Oh. Taryn,
final answer?
Wrong.
Taryn, final answer.
Wrong. Nope. You should have went with your initial guess. It was yours truly. Something I'm not very proud of. And very dated. Like, it definitely wasn't Sarah or Danny.
Machine? Fax. I don't even think Sarah knows how to work a fax machine.
I didn't either until this girl wanted to start writing letters to me over fax. And I was like, how did we do this? So I used to, I would be part of the morning show, and then I would host an hour by myself in the studios. I was in my 20s and working at the end. And, I was like, cute girls talking. Well, they sounded cute. Typically, they weren't when they would meet up. But whatever, right? So there's one girl. She lived far away, like somewhere in Kitsap County, and we're chatting, and it's getting heated. I'm like, well, I got to get off the air because someone else is. I was like, can you email me? She's like, I don't have email at work, but I could send you a fax. I was like, well, here's the company fax number. And so she would write me one. I'd run to the mailroom, and I would just hang out in the mailroom and just write a letter that was raunchy, fax it back to her. And this was going back and forth. And then finally I'd be like, I'm leaving, so don't send it anymore because I didn't want to get caught and have anyone else grab that fax.
Fun fact, we still have a fax machine.
Wow, man, I got to find her fax number.
You really do.
I was faxing her at her work, and she was faxing me. I've never met up.
That is
never
bananas,
met up.
Steve.
We were just having these naughty conversations over fax.
Let's get to Matthew from Monroe. Matthew, you have to identify which of us is this low-quality human being.
Here we go.
When I was 16, I helped my friends crash a wedding, and we ended up stealing a tier of a cake from the wedding. We ran out of the hotel with the cake in hand and ended up at a restaurant and ate the cake in the parking lot. Still not sure if the wedding party ever realized it was gone.
That's terrible.
All right, Matthew, who do you think that is?
That sounds like Taryn.
Wrong.
Oh, that's our friend Danny V.
Danny the cake thief.
Now, we have one final.
One final one.
And it's for Justin and Ferndale. Justin, we're going to play you some audio from one more low-quality human.
Here we go.
When I was turning 21, my 21 run began with a chain of pain where you had about 8 airplane shots tied to a necklace, and throughout the night you'd drink them until they were gone. Then at midnight, when I turned exactly 21, I was taken to the bar by a few older friends. 2 shots of Jaeger were set in front of me. First one went down fine. The second one came right back up all over the bar. I then attempted to clean it up myself, which didn't go over well. Needless to say, I got kicked out of that bar and didn't go back for a very long time.
That could be any of us, really.
Well, considering that only one of you guys went to WWSU, I suppose Mrs. Taryn Daly.
Go Cougs, baby!
That is such a
Rock
Taryn
on,
Daly
Justin.
story.
And I feel like that would happen now. Not necessarily just at your 21 run.
Might happen this Sunday when I turn 40.
I'm positive it's going to happen this Sunday.
I will also say that I like how everyone, like 3 times, they all guessed that it was Taryn. So everyone just thinks that you're just a terrible human being.
Thanks for pointing that out, Danny.
That's right.
Low quality.
3 high-quality individuals and Taryn Daly.
Okay, you have heard ours, Rockaholics. Now, what about you? What is something that you are not proud of? We'll call it your low-quality moment. Give us a call now, 206-803-ROCK. We will take your calls after Nirvana.
The Daily Migs Show.
What is something that you are not proud of at all? We'll call it your low-quality moment.
Yes.
206-803-ROCK. Jeremy from Bothell, what was your low-quality moment?
So my low quality wasn't really, it was more of like a low quality intelligence.
Okay.
But I was in my early teens, and I went over to a friend's house, and we were talking to his mom, and she was slurring. And I was like, why would you be drinking so early in the day? And she's like, what? I'm like, you're slurring your words. And she's like, I've had a stroke.
Oh, no. What are the odds? I mean, really, what are the odds that someone's going to respond with that, right, Jeremy?
Oh my gosh! So yeah, I learned to just bite my tongue, pinch myself, do whatever I could to just not say words anymore.
So, how did you respond? How did you react to it? Did you just leave the room, or did you say how did you handle that?
We went into my friend's room and smoked a bunch of weed, and I cried.
Oh, no.
That sounds about the right way to handle things.
That's brutal.
Then all else fails, smoke weed and cry.
206-803-ROCK. What is something that you are not proud of? We'll call it your low-quality moment.
So I said back in the 90s when I was in the 9th grade, I made up my own report card on my parents' computer to avoid getting in trouble because I had awful grades. My mom still has that report card because she said that she was so proud of me.
Oh, it's very creative.
Oh, could you imagine the next Christmas, finally admitting that was all a lie?
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's people that make fake IDs. You probably could make a fortune doing fake report cards.
Back then, I don't think you get away with that. Everything's so digital now. It's kind of ruined, those kind of moments for teenagers.
For sure.
Which is sad because, I feel like that's when you really get to flex your creative muscles.
Absolutely.
Yes. How about this one? Maybe I shouldn't have said flex muscles because this person says this wasn't my best moment. But when I was 20, I went into an airplane bathroom and I joined the Mile High Club by myself. LOL.
When the mood strikes,
Does that count? I don't think you're in the Mile High Club, right? That's maybe a half mile club.
I guess I don't know what the rules are. I'm not in the Mile High Club.
You're not.
There's no way that I'm, stuffing myself in there with my husband. That would be awful.
That was one of your wedding vows, wasn't it?
I would pay to see that.
Oh, my God.
You and Brad trying to make it work.
Just greasing ourselves up.
Honestly, the same thing was...
Save it for your OnlyFans page.
Because you're just tall. I can't even imagine you trying to fit 2 people in there.
I'm so scared being in a bath because I don't go number 1 sitting down. So I'll still stand up in the airplane. Right? So I'm standing and I'm always so scared that if there's some massive turbulence, I might break my neck because my head is kind of tilted. It's leaning up against the top of the bathroom ceiling. And I'm like, one bad bump and I'm definitely, I'm having a chiropractor visit.
Tall people problems.
I should sit down. I never thought about that until right now. That is the easiest solution to this entire thing. I'm such a moron.
Well, Steve, I'd like to congratulate you on currently having a winning record for Beat Migs.
How'd I do in the last one?
You got a perfect 10.
Thank you.
It was very impressive. You have 9 wins, 8 losses, and 2 ties in 2025. And yesterday, we did give out a cheat sheet at 5:40 during the men's room. So if you were listening at that time, you will have 3 of the correct answers for the next game. 206-803-ROCK. We will play Beat Migs at 7:50.
The Daily Migs Show. Daily Migs Show.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues. You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex Lotion Tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex Lotion Tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Dreaming of a 6-night getaway to paradise? Escape to the islands of Tahiti and Moorea with Air Tahiti Nui, the world's most immersive travel experience. This all-inclusive vacation package is designed to take you to a tropical haven, starting with non-stop flights from Los Angeles or Seattle to Tahiti. From the vibrant cabins to the warmth of our Polynesian crew, you will be transported to Tahiti from the moment you step on board. Your package includes luxurious hotel stays, ensuring that your experience is as comfortable as it is enchanting. Start each day with a delicious Polynesian breakfast, enjoy exciting excursions that showcase the beauty and culture of the islands, and take advantage of convenient transfers that make your trip seamless from start to finish. All of this begins at just $26.95 per person. Whether you're looking to explore crystal clear waters, unwind on pristine beaches, or immerse yourself in rich Polynesian culture, Tahiti and Moorea offer endless possibilities for both adventure and relaxation. Call 1-877-468-2448 now to book your Tahiti and Moorea escape.
Lovers wants to know, ever forget Valentine's Day in the past? Need to make up for it? Do it and them right this time with the perfect pleasure present from Lovers Stores. Whether you're looking for spicy toys, alluring lingerie, or exciting accessories, Lovers has it all. Save 20% when you mention unforgettable at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until February 28th. Some exclusions apply.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. When that pipe starts to trickle and you're in a real pickle, call Pinky. When that burst pipe starts to smell ripe, call Pinky. When your water heater's shot and it won't get hot, call Pinky. When you get home to a flood, call your best bud. Pinky's Plumbing to the rescue. No job is too big or too small. Pinky's does it all. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're
Who's
a loser.
ready to beat Migs? I know Jennifer from Tacoma is. Jennifer, are you there?
I am.
Jennifer, were you listening to the men's room around 5:40 yesterday to hear the cheat sheet?
I was.
Oh, son of a...
My girl. All right, Steve, it's time for you to get out of here. For those playing at home, Jennifer has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I am.
What degree is a right angle?
90.
Yes. What is the primary organ used for breathing?
Lungs.
Correct. Which NFL team is Tom Brady a part owner of?
Oh, pass.
Which aquatic animal has no brain, heart, or lungs?
Jellyfish.
Yes. The southern tip of which continent is closest to Antarctica?
South America.
Correct. After nearly 5 months, Jennifer Lopez has settled her divorce with what actor?
Ben Affleck.
Yes. In Inside Out, which emotion is voiced by Amy Poehler?
Pass.
What is Nike's famous slogan?
Just do it.
Correct. Who was the 3rd president of the United States?
Jefferson.
Yes. Saturday Night Live airs on what network?
NBC.
Correct. Which NFL team is Tom Brady a part owner of?
This was on the cheat sheet.
It was.
I have no clue. Jaguars?
No. Jennifer, it's okay, though, because you got 8 correct still.
Hell yeah.
I really hope that's not the difference maker, because it was on the cheat sheet. It's hard to remember 3 things. I get it.
It is. It is.
You still did a really
going to know that one, though.
Oh, I hope he doesn't. Steve, you should feel a little pressure.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready? Yes! What degree is a right angle?
Right, 90.
Correct. What is the primary organ used for breathing?
To the right degree. Your lungs.
Yes. Which NFL team is Tom Brady a part owner of?
I was going to say Oakland. Las Vegas Raiders.
Correct. Which aquatic animal has no brain, heart, or lungs?
The Taryn Daly.
Wow.
Just jokes. I kid because I care. Jellyfish?
Wow, yes. The southern tip of which continent is closest to Antarctica?
Africa?
No.
South America?
Correct. After nearly 5 months, Jennifer Lopez has settled her divorce with what actor?
It's got to be Ben Affleck.
That's so sad, yes. In Inside Out, which emotion is voiced by Amy Poehler?
Sadness.
No.
Happiness.
No.
Anger.
No. What is Nike's famous slogan?
Just do it.
Correct. Who was the 3rd president of the United States?
Thomas Jefferson.
Yes. Saturday Night Live airs on what network?
NBC.
Correct. Steve, I hate to say it.
I love that sigh.
You got 9 correct, which is a win, barely 9-8.
Yes.
Sorry, Jennifer.
That's okay.
If you would have remembered the Raiders, you could have tied.
Take care. Taryn?
I'm the best. I'm the best.
You could have got another perfect 10 if you knew Inside Out, the emotion that Amy Poehler voices.
Anxiety?
No. It's like happy, but a different word.
Ecstatic.
Joy.
Joy.
You would have probably never got that, Steve.
Ecstatic. Well, why does it happy count if it's the same thing?
Because her name is actually Joy.
Never mind. Okay.
Yeah. You don't get a perfect 10, chill. But congrats on beating Jennifer.
This weekend, I am turning 40, and I would love if you would come and celebrate with us, Rockaholics. We're going to be at Tony V's in Everett this Sunday, January 19th from 7 until 11.
So if it's a 30-30, what's 40? The naughty 40?
I don't even know. I just
Flirty
know
and 40.
Lordy, look who's 40. That's the only thing I've ever heard.
Oh, okay.
That's not cute.
It's not cute at all.
Flirty and 40.
Yeah.
Flirty and 40?
Yeah. That doesn't really work.
Horny and 40?
That works.
Horny 40? Oh, Brad.
Can we get him on the phone?
Oh, boy.
That's good. We know at least one person's going to have a great 40th birthday, and that's Brad.
Well, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I got 4 eggs from my chickens yesterday, so I'm not really identifying with the price of eggs right now.
Wow. Full heel mode right now,
But
bragging about your eggs.
Apparently, the egg prices in Washington are totally crazy. So why are they so high? We're going to chat with the owner of the iconic Seattle breakfast spot, Beth's Cafe, Mason Reed, after Red Hot Chili Peppers.
The Daily Migs Show. The Daily Migs Show.
If you are from the Seattle area and you have a craving for a 12-egg omelet,
yes,
everyone knows that there is only one place you go.
The iconic place itself.
It is Beth's Cafe, and we have the owner of Beth's on right now, Mason Reed. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing good. I saw you were in the news, and I was like, man, I have no idea what you keep seeing these stories about what's going on with the egg prices and egg this, and I'm a plant-based weirdo, so I'm never eating eggs. Can you tell our audience, like, what is happening with the eggs right now here in Washington?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Well, it's happening all over the place. It's this bird flu. It's a thing, and they're having to euthanize chickens, and it's driving the price of eggs. Insurance companies are stopping their insurance on egg farmers because they don't want to insure against the flu, and it's just raising the prices of eggs. It's maybe going to drive some more people to be plant-based.
That's insane. So yeah, I saw like the price of just like, what was it's like $12 for a carton of eggs, which is just insane.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, we saw eggs triple in price last January because Washington instilled a cage-free ordinance where all the eggs had to be raised cage-free, which, I'm all for animal rights, so that was a good thing, and we weathered that storm. But then here in the last week or so, the prices have doubled again. So it's just, eggs are becoming kind of a delicacy that maybe are going to be more difficult to afford.
Mason, out of curiosity, how many eggs does Beth's Cafe go through in a typical week?
Somebody asked me that yesterday, and I was trying to figure it out. We go through about, I would say about 25, 30 cases a week, and a case has 15 dozen.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I got to imagine.
Yeah, so that's, so it comes, I think I figured out that it comes out to somewhere around 300,000 or 400,000 eggs a year.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's a place that's known for like their egg omelets and all the eggs. I mean, this has just got to be like, what the hell do we do? And I mentioned how I'm a plant-based weirdo, but I did see in the article that you guys were even exploring potentially leaning towards like a plant-based option for eggs until things get a little less crazy.
We are too. Yeah, I love plant-based weirdos. My sister has an animal sanctuary, so she's always preaching the vegan stuff to me, and we're definitely going to explore that. I don't know how many people we can get on board with that. I mean, obviously, eggs aren't going to go away, at least not yet. But this might be a more affordable option for people to try out. It's made with chickpea flour and mung beans and tofu, and you blend it up and a little bit of Himalayan salt that kind of gives it that sulfury, eggy flavor. And it behaves like a scramble, and you can make an omelet out of it. It's pretty good, and it's good for you.
We're talking with Mason Reed, the owner of Beth's Cafe, about the egg price crisis in this area and beyond. And out of curiosity, do you think that with the rising cost of eggs, will that impact the cost of plant-based alternatives as well?
I don't foresee that. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be more of the chicken products that are going to, and also the flu is spreading to cattle now too. So we're going to see a raise in prices of milk and beef products as well. So, it might persuade some people to think twice about kind of what they're looking to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Mason, I got to ask you because you recently are one of the new owners of Beth's Cafe, and I can't remember who it was. There's someone that came to town who was being interviewed, and they were talking about their experience, and they brought up, I went to this place, Beth's, and man, the food and all the artwork of the people, because people use crayons and draw, and it's like there's just something magical about Beth's. And I remember when I first moved out here, my buddy Jeff, who I was playing in a band with, he's the first person to take me there, and I remember having all the hash browns and all the eggs at the time, and just like being blown away by just the overall aura of Beth's Cafe. Do you remember the first time that you experienced Beth? Because I feel like everybody has a story.
I do, yeah. Everybody does have a story. That's one of the coolest things about getting to work there is that everybody gives me their stories. But it was 10 or 15 years ago. I came through. I was a musician at the time touring, and I came through, and we went after the gig late night at Beth's, and I just fell in love with the place. And I tell you what, if you would have told me that back then that I would have ended up sitting here talking to you as the owner of the cafe, I would have told you were crazy. But, life has a funny way. But yeah, Beth's is one of the reasons why I fell in love with Seattle. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to move here. I thought this place is so funky and so cool, and it just kind of epitomizes everything that we love about our city here. So I'm just proud to be a part of it.
I was so glad when I saw in the news that it wasn't, because the old owner sadly passed away. I was like, man, we can't lose Beth's. That's an institution here in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm so happy you and your crew stepped up and purchased the place.
Thank you. Yeah, we were happy to be able to do it too. I felt the same way. It kind of got presented to me that way. They called me and said, either we're going to do this or Beth's just going to die. And I said, well, we can't let that happen on my watch, So let's go for it. And it's been an adventure, and it's wild how popular and famous that place is. It's known all over the world. People ride in from all over the world and talk about their experiences at one point or the other. For the last 70 years, it's been there. 70 years last year. So,
stupid question. What's the most popular time people show up to eat at Best? Is it morning? Or is it like middle of the eat, like 3 in the morning? Because I think about like when, after the bars. But what's like the most popular time? Do you feel is when people are showing up there?
Yes, we are open late on Friday and Saturdays. We're open to 4 a.m. and that is like probably the second most popular time is after the bars. The first most is obviously Saturday and Sunday morning.
Nice.
We see a huge rush, and any time that people are going to be hungover or like New Year's Day, New Year's Day was probably our biggest day all year. Anytime that people are kind of hurting from the night before or needs nice hearty meal to get over their shenanigans from the night before, that's when we see the surge in business.
Mason Reed, owner of Beth's Cafe, thank you so much for chatting with us about the egg price crisis right now. And we definitely owe you a field trip. The Daily Migs Show's got to come in for some breakfast soon.
Absolutely. You guys let me know when you're coming in. I'd love to sit down and have a cup of coffee with you. So thanks for having me. You guys have a great morning.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Mason. Sure. Rock on. Now, this has been a very tough season for the Seattle Kraken fans, Steve Miggs.
Yes.
Do you still believe we can turn it around?
No. I have no faith.
All hope is lost?
This season, yes.
Well, the team ended up making a post about season tickets, and people on social media were absolutely not having it. So we're going to go straight to the comments at 8:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
What is Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes, I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
Everyone knows social media is a time suck. And what you're about to hear proves it. If it's online, someone, somewhere, has an opinion and is whining about it. So let's get straight to the comments.
It has been a very tough season for the Seattle Kraken. It actually makes me a little bit grateful that I can't stream all of the games with my streaming services because I haven't had to witness all of those losses, Steve Miggs.
I still try and watch. I'll tune in for a little bit. Next thing you know, I'm like, I can't do this. It's like I'm hate watching this team, and I don't want to do that. Like the last few seasons, even though they've kind of sucked for the first few years, they were still a fun team, and there still seemed like we had a fight in them. And I'm not getting that vibe from this team this year.
Well, after their 6-2 loss against the Red Wings on Sunday, Matty Beniers ended up talking with Piper Shaw from the Kraken Hockey Network about the loss.
Didn't come out to play. Weren't ready from the puck drop, and you can't do that, especially at this time of year. We're at game 43. We're making systematic errors that we know how to play, and we're not in the right spot. So, what can you do? You need to learn from it and move on, but, that just can't happen.
In your opinion, how can you address it? What has to happen in the room?
Yeah, we need to talk as a team, and there's a lot of things that we need to fix, guys. every guy in that room, including myself, just needs to be better, needs to be more accountable for themselves, their plays, and executing. That's what it comes down to.
Thank you, Maddie.
Even Piper sounds so defeated.
So sad, that last part.
Thank you, Maddie.
Thank you, Maddie.
Sounds so sad.
Oh, man. Oh, I
Very
would be too. They lost 6-2. That was really bad. And I don't know if you're seeing all the rumors that are going on right now, like on Instagram. I mean, you can take everything with a grain of salt, but there's players that just want off the team.
No.
I've heard that also, I guess, Burakovsky and also Oliver Bjorkstrand, they said that there's talks about them getting traded, which makes sense. They're not good. You might as well trade, get some draft picks. But the one that came up yesterday, that I was like, I wonder if that's true. And it's very interesting if it is. Ron Francis, who a lot of people are like, get rid of him. He's the GM. Apparently, he did not want Dan Bilesma to be the coach. He wanted a guy by the name of Todd McClellan. And Todd recently got hired by the Detroit Red Wings. And since he's been their coach, they have turned their entire season around. Like, they've won like the last 7 games. They went from being on the same level as the Kraken to all of a sudden being a team that's a playoff contender and being actually like, oh, this is a team to watch right now. They're the hottest team in the NHL. I don't know if that's true or not, but apparently other people within the organization were like, no, we want Dan Bilesma, and he lost in that argument.
Well,
so things are not going well over there.
On the other side of that 6-2 loss against the Red Wings, the Kraken ended up making a post about season tickets on social media. So people lost their minds. They weren't having it. And that means we have to go straight to the comments.
We found those comments. We sent them to our production director, Jason, and said, hey, reenact them however you like. Here's a few fine examples.
If I wanted to throw good money down the toilet then, I'd just throw good money down the toilet.
Yeah, you know what? That might be the best bet. Probably get more bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Season tickets for this team. The season is done. You can't have my money.
Ooh,
wow.
Harsh.
Poor social media people.
I know.
They're just doing their job. No one there. It's not like Ron Francis is the one that's in charge of the social media.
He's not.
Not Dan Bilesma. It's not any of the ownership group. It's probably some dude in his 20s or some lady in her 20s that is just trying to get their foot in the door in the world of the NHL.
It is time to face the facts with Grubauer. He's terrible and never getting better.
How do we feel about that, Steve Migs?
It's been a bad year for him, really bad. I know that they got to get through this year, and then next year they'll be able to save a couple dollars because they couldn't get rid of him. They're paying too much for him, and no team's going to want to take that cash. Take that contract.
For sure.
One more comment.
I wonder how exhausted the Kraken social media person is on having to put a cute spin on all these losses. You're earning your money out there.
They really are. Maybe next year. Next year, get a high draft pick again. Finally move on from Philip Grubauer, and he can maybe go on and he'll probably play great for another team. And just revamp things.
Yeah, the Seattle sports way.
Yes.
Next year is our year.
The Seattle Mariners way.
The heartbreaking wildfires are raging across Los Angeles, but they've inspired some pretty incredible acts of kindness. Actor Steve Guttenberg is making headlines again for stepping up during these very tough times, and you're going to find out why when we tell you what's trending after Lincoln Park.
The Daily Migs Show.
As you get moving with your day, we're going to give you some pop culture tidbits that you can put in your pocket and take along for the ride as we tell you what's trending.
What's trending on the Daily Migs Show? What's trending? Let's go. Let's go.
Jimmy Kimmel was back live after having to evacuate his studios due to the fires in the Los Angeles area. This is him talking about the experience and also urging viewers to make a donation at lafd.org.
We are back in our studio, which we had to evacuate on Wednesday. Many of us had to leave our homes in a hurry. Some of our coworkers lost their homes. I think I speak for all of us when I say it has been a sickening, shocking, awful experience, but has also been, in a lot of ways, a beautiful experience because once again, we see our fellow men and women coming together to support each other. People who lost their own homes were out volunteering in parking lots, helping others who lost theirs. And tonight, our firefighters from LA were the first on the scene. Without hesitation, they're out there.
You give a shout out to a lot of all the states, including Washington, that have sent the firefighters down there. Even in Canada, there's some that, and Mexico as well. There's a ton of different firefighters from all all different states as well that have been helping out. I have to, I tuned in, and it was if you were going to do a drinking game on how many times Jimmy Kimmel voice starts cracking, and, I mean, it was like within like the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like, it even showed footage of how close it was to the studios. It sounds like he didn't have to evacuate, but he sounds like he housed a lot of people. You think he said there was like 16 people that were in his home living with them. And it was a really cool montage at the end of the video of the monologue where like it just shows all these different people from all walks of life, from like street food vendors to like people that are, working like and clothing stores, all doing whatever they can, providing whatever they are able to help these people that are dealing with what they're dealing with. But I think the highlight of the monologue was he caught up with Steve Guttenberg. Now, a couple of days ago, we talked about how Steve Guttenberg was out just moving cars so that way firefighters and rescue teams were able to get to different houses. And like he was being interviewed by the news. They had no idea that it was actor Steve Guttenberg. But this time around, of course, Jimmy Kimmel knows him, and they were talking to him while he was still out helping people. So he wasn't in studio with Jimmy. And here's how that chat went.
Steve is with us right now. Hi, Steve. How are you?
Hey, Jimmy. I'm good, and I feel so much for all the people here that lost their homes and are having so much trouble. It's a really, really tough time right now, but, I appreciate everybody and all what you're saying, the LA Fire and all the companies that are helping. It's a tough time, of course. Really, really rough time for everybody.
Where are you right now, Steve?
Right now in front of one of my neighbors' houses where I saw some smoke, and I'm trying to put out some small fires. That's what my neighbors and I are doing.
See, so he's putting out fires, still helping out.
Pretty awesome dude.
Right?
And I found another dog that I'm trying to save, so I'm looking for this other dog, and then putting out little fires on railroad ties and things like that. It's just, it's unbelievable how many homes have been lost and how many people are affected.
Steve Guttenberg is out putting out fires and saving dogs. Steve, do you feel like your pretend training in the police academy helped to prepare you for this eventuality?
No,
I feel like this has got to be 2025 has got to be the year of the Goot.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know what movie he needs to be put in, but like there needs to be some kind of career resurgence for Steve Guttenberg because I think he's he's everybody's favorite person right now.
He's our hero.
He's just doing whatever he can to help his neighbors.
Migs, you are currently turning things around in the game of Beat Migs this year. 10 wins, 8 losses, and 2 ties in 2025.
Doing it for the Goot.
206-803-ROCK. We will play Beat Migs at 8:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues, You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex lotion tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex lotion tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
It's Kelly Clarkson here to talk all things Wayfair, the best place to buy furniture, decor, and anything else you can think of to create a home you absolutely love. Some of y'all might have heard I made the cross-country move from LA to New York last year, and Wayfair has definitely helped me create the feeling of home wherever I am. I love a cozy couch and a comfy living room that feels like our little sanctuary for our family. And I love vases, I love candles, I love anything that kind of makes you feel at home and peaceful. Anyway, something about me is I love options when it comes to making my home more me. I know when I shop with Wayfair, I find options for every style, whether I'm feeling boho or farmhouse, modern, traditional, French country. I can find exactly what I need for my home and more. Everyone loves a good deal. I mean, who does not want free and fast and easy delivery? Come on. No matter your space, style, or budget, shop Wayfair.com to make your home way more you.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Dreaming of a 6-night getaway to paradise? Escape to the islands of Tahiti and Moorea with Air Tahiti Nui, the world's most immersive travel experience. This all-inclusive vacation package is designed to take you to a tropical haven, starting with non-stop flights from Los Angeles or Seattle to Tahiti. From the vibrant cabins to the warmth of our Polynesian crew, you will be transported to Tahiti from the moment you step on board. Your package includes luxurious hotel stays, ensuring that your experience is as comfortable as it is enchanting. Start each day with a delicious Polynesian breakfast. Enjoy exciting excursions that showcase the beauty and culture of the islands, and take advantage of convenient transfers that make your trip seamless from start to finish. All of this begins at just $26.95 per person. Whether you're looking to explore crystal clear waters, unwind on pristine beaches, or immerse yourself in rich Polynesian culture, Tahiti and Moorea offer endless possibilities for both adventure and relaxation. Call 1-877-468-2448 now to book your Tahiti and Moorea escape.
Lovers wants to know, ever forget Valentine's Day in the past? Need to make up for it? Do it and them right this time with the perfect pleasure present from Lovers stores. Whether you're looking for spicy toys, alluring lingerie, or exciting accessories, Lovers has it all. Save 20% when you mention unforgettable at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until February 28th. Some exclusions apply.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Slow drain being a pain? Call Pinky. That pipe's being a little leaky? Call Pinky. When the toilet won't flush and you're in a rush? Call Pinky. When your shower lost all its spray power? Call Pinky. When your sink's on the blink? Call Pinky. Pinky's Plumbing promises to lick all your plumbing problems quick. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Be Migs. Be Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. Be Migs, you're
Who's
a loser.
ready to beat Migs? I know Matthew from Redmond is. Matthew, are you there?
I am. Good morning, everybody.
What's up, Matthew?
I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Bye-bye.
For those playing at home, Matthew has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Where? I like that you have help. How many wisdom teeth does the average adult have?
4.
Correct. Which European country is shaped like a boot?
Finland?
No.
You can say it out loud. Italy.
Yes. What is the name of the Swiss dish that combines melted cheese with white wine and is often served as a dipping?
I don't know. Fondue?
Yes, you do know. When it comes to navigation, what does GPS stand for?
Global Positioning Satellite.
No.
Global Position Satellite.
No.
Global Positioning System.
Yes. What is the colored part of the eye called?
Iris.
Yes. What kind of animal is Flower in Bambi?
Flower is a deer.
No.
No, skunk.
Yes. The only two U.S. states that can grow coffee commercially are Hawaii and what?
And Hawaii and Puerto. No, it's a snake. California, Arizona.
There we
New
go.
Mexico.
Justin Herbert is the quarterback for what NFL team?
Chargers.
Yes. Which desert covers most of North Africa?
The Gobi, the Saudi.
No.
Sahara.
Sahara, yes. The hot balls of light that appear in the night sky are called what?
Say that again.
The hot balls of light that appear in the night sky are called what?
Comets.
No. Matthew, though, almost a perfect 10. You got 9 correct.
Did you really ask it that way?
Yes, I did.
That last question.
Yes, I did, Danny. Okay. It's very...
Quizmaster Sarah at it again.
Matthew, who's your friend with ya?
There's Winfred.
Winfred?
Winfred.
Hi, Winfred. Wow, your name is epic.
Yeah, you really don't hear that name very often.
No.
He's a good man.
It's a great name.
He's a good lifeline.
Matthew has a lifeline, and his name is Winfred.
Winfred.
Isn't that an amazing name?
It was Winfred Brimley. That's the only Winfred I think I know.
I don't know any. Well, you better feel the pressure because Matthew and Winfred did amazing.
All right.
Steve, are you ready?
Yes.
How many wisdom teeth does the average adult have?
Maybe it's Willard Brimley. I don't know. What? Huh?
How many wisdom teeth does the average adult
4.
have? Correct. Which European country is shaped like a boot?
That would be Italy.
Yes. What is the name of the Swiss dish that combines melted cheese and white wine, and it's often served as a dipping?
Oh, man. It just takes forever to eat that. Fondue.
I know, it's not worth it. Yes.
Yeah.
When it comes to navigation, what does GPS stand for?
Global Positioning System.
Correct. What is the colored part of the eye called?
Iris.
Yes.
I have a reason why it's funny to me. I'll wait till after
What
the
kind
game.
of animal is Flower in Bambi?
Rabbit?
No.
Turtle?
No.
Human?
No. The only two U.S. states that can grow coffee commercially are Hawaii and what?
Washington?
No.
California.
Correct. Justin Herbert is the quarterback for what NFL team?
The Chargers.
Yes. Which desert covers most of North Africa?
The Sahara?
Wow, yes. The hot balls of light that appear in the night sky are called what?
That was my nickname in college. Shooting stars.
No.
Stars?
It was just stars. So I shouldn't give it to him, right?
No.
Yeah, I mean, on a technicality, no.
Of course.
So then...
helpful to Steve.
Steve.
Whatever it takes to get him to lose.
You got 8 correct, which is a loss, 9-8.
I like how they just realized they won.
Matthew and Wilfred, that's what's up.
Yeah. Hey-oh.
They did know that the animal Flower in Bambi is a skunk.
A skunk. That's I get it. It's clever.
It is.
Yeah.
Because...
Skunks stink and flowers smell nice.
Wow, we had to spell that out for you, Sarah.
I didn't get that. I didn't. I don't think I've ever seen Bambi. Isn't that one where doesn't Bambi die?
The mom dies.
I don't know. Someone dies.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry. And you eventually got the hot balls of light that appear in the sky. I was just looking for stars.
I got
Matthew
it.
didn't know that either.
I had a chuckle about the Irish question because I'm not kidding you. What was I listening to on the way to work today?
Goo Goo Dolls?
I was. Why?
Why?
Very good question. So because recently I've noticed that I'm starting to like bands that I used to think sucked, like Creed and Nickelback and whatever.
You're going through a phase right now, Steve.
I am. I'm going through this weird phase of like, dude, the things I hated in my 20s, do I like them now? And Goo Goo Dolls popped into my mind. I used to love the Goo Goo Dolls when they were kind of like a scratchy, punky kind of rock band. But then I hated them when they became this power ballad Aerosmith wannabe band, in my opinion. So I was like, let me listen to Iris again. And this is literally what I did in the drive-in. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of liked it.
Oh, my God.
I think with age comes bad music taste.
And like that is not like a pump up for work song.
No, it didn't put me in like a rock and rolling mood, I'll be honest with you. But so it's funny you asked that question because I was literally listening to a song called Iris when you had a question about Iris.
It's a good jam. Check out the new merch we have available in the Rock Shop at KISW.com. We have the all-new KISW Rock Flannels, 2 different styles to choose from. Plus, we have the pullover sweatshirt, so get those now at KISW.com. Do you guys remember the band Sugar Cult?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, my gosh, I forgot. Yes, absolutely. Those guys, they have that one song, was it Memory?
Yeah.
Memory?
Let's see if I got it. Here we go. They're awesome.
Well, Well, Danny is just friends with all the bands, and Danny is buddies with their guitarist, Marco DeSantis, and sadly, his house burned down in the fires in L.A.
Aye.
But thankfully, he and his wife and their 2 kids are safe, but they did lose everything. So we're going to chat with Marco about what happened after Stone Temple Pilots.
The Daily Migs Show.
We are continuing to follow from afar all the devastating wildfires that are burning in LA County, and it's just been absolutely awful to watch so many people being displaced, so many structures destroyed. People have lost everything.
And now's the process of trying to figure out how do you get your life back together, from like dealing with the insurance companies to dealing with just trying to get where you're going to stay until like it's safe for you to even go back home, even if your house is still up because of all the smoke damage as well.
We're trying to get a guitarist from Sugar Cult, Marco DeSantis, on the line, and I believe he's joining us right now. Marco, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
So, first of all, we're just so sorry to hear that you and your family are safe, but you guys have lost everything. You lost your house in the wildfires.
Yeah, it's insane. It's just totally, it still feels like a surreal, just kind of fever dream or something, you know? We lost, not only did we lose our house, but we literally lost our entire, I could almost make peace, selflessly, I could almost make peace with oh, whoops, Marco left the toaster oven on and our house burned, but at least all our neighbors are there and we're going to rebuild it and the community will come together and then we can get back to normal. But right now, it's literally as if you're in not just our house, but every single house on our street is gone. It's it looks like a war. It looks like Gaza, you know, and almost every house, you almost feel the most sorry for the people whose houses didn't burn, because now their house is is standing amidst all of their neighbors' houses are gone. You know, it's such a weird thing, and I still don't even believe it. It's hard for me to even believe it's real because I haven't. My wife and my daughter were there, and I was actually out of town, and it was a really bad windstorm. And so before I left town, I was preparing for windstorm. I was okay, get the patio furniture down, all that kind of stuff. Make sure there's nothing, make sure there's no car parked under a big tree or something like that. Just thinking, your mind is thinking windstorm. And then, of course, nowadays we also have to factor in the, fire is all an inevitability, especially in Southern California. So anyway, long story short, I get the call of oh, don't worry, the evacuations aren't for our part, it's for the other part. And then in the middle of the night, it was okay, we're being evacuated. Then I get this buddy of mine who's a music guy too, who lives 2 houses over. He's I evacuated, and then he said he came back to try and hold his, get his garden hose and do what he could. And he was dude, I finally just had to give up and just go, because he was it was not looking good. He was your neighbor's garage and fence is on fire, the tree across the street's on fire. And at that point, I just was making peace with okay, my house is probably going to be gone, but maybe not, And then it was wake up the next morning, and it was that's the part that's just the most surreal, is just everything's gone. The whole neighborhood, every place you ever walked when you went on a walk, every neighbor across the street, across, next door to them, next door to us, on both sides, the whole block, the whole square. It's almost a square mile of just complete devastation. It's crazy. It's we got bombed or something,
Oh, awful, man. Marco, I saw pictures of you, and you have 2 younger kids, and I have a 5-year-old, and and I think about how do I talk to her about certain things when that are heavy, and now you've got something that's beyond heavy just in general, and then how much it impacts you and your family. How did that conversation go? A, first we have to evacuate. You have to explain that to them, and then B, hey, everything that was in our home is gone.
Well, yeah, it's obviously that's a really hard conversation to have.
Yeah.
But, I would say it's like anything in life. No matter when it hits you, it's going to be hard it's going to be hard, but it's going to be hard in a different way. But the one thing I will say is saving Grace is like both of our kids are like, you know, at the tail end of their teenage years now. And we moved into this house when they were like, you know, one was just born like 2 months after we moved into this house to the day. And one was like only like 1.5, you know? And, so they basically like, this is what they, when you close your eyes and like think of your mom's house or your, you know, anyone out there listening, like you think of like where you grew up, you can usually close your eyes and like visualize exactly what it looks like. I can remember exactly where I grew up in Santa Barbara. But like they have that, like with this house, like it's like embedded in their childhood memories of like, this is the house they grew up in. This is the house they learned how to walk in and where they had their birthday parties and all of their childhood memories were formed, you know, in this neighborhood. It's like where they learned how to ride a bike and, you know, so, I mean, if this was going to happen and had to happen, you know, at least it happened in a moment where like, it's already sort of like a turning point because they're like starting to go to college and we're starting to like turn that page of like becoming empty nesters. And I don't know, it feels like it was going to feel like the end of an era and a new chapter anyway, but now it feels like the end of a book and today feels like the beginning of a new volume, you know, like you're starting the new, a totally new one. It's not even another chapter. It's just a whole other book, which is terrifying, but in a really kind of perverse way, also kind of a little bit exciting and liberating and peaceful. But now that I know there's nothing that can be done about it, you almost just have to surrender. I will say as a musician, you know, from the band Sugar Cult, you know, one thing that really like, another thing that really stings for me is that I was always, if you ask anyone I've ever been in a band with, I was in a band with Chris from the Foo Fighters when we were teenagers called Lost Kittens. I was in a band in the early 90s called Popsico. And I was in a band Sugar Cult, and I was in another band with Joey from Lagwagon called Bad Astronaut. And in every band, if you ask any of those guys, they will right away be like, yeah, Marco's the guy who like, I'm the first guy Chris called when the Foo Fighters were doing their documentary. He's like, dude, I know you saved everything. Can I borrow some flyers and footage? And, you know, I was like the
historian
archivist,
yeah,
you know, which is just a euphemism for, you know, pack rat who never throws anything away. But I literally had everything we ever did, every piece of merch, every, you know, little live recording someone sent us from somewhere, every iteration of a guitar pick that we had, every, you know, the notes our producer would take while we were making probably the original lyrics from memory, like every single thing for every single band I was in my whole life. And that just like, that kills me, not selfishly because I don't have that stuff now, but because I feel like I was entrusted, you know, like I said, I was a self-appointed archivist. I was the one who was taking care of that stuff, and now that stuff's gone. And even though it's something I couldn't control and it was a natural disaster, you still feel like, you know, you let people down because you were the one they were counting on to like have it for the box set one day or like, you know, the museum exhibit or whatever it is. Luckily, a lot of my stuff got borrowed for the Punk Rock Museum in Las Vegas. So it's on exhibit there. So it's not like a total loss. There's still something.
Yeah.
But that kills me. Plus, just as a lifelong music fanatic, I've just I had a huge record collection of like really rare stuff from all over the world. You know, every time we'd be on tour, I'd just be like hunting and gathering rad little things. And then I always, you know, checked out bands early on, and then a lot of those bands would go on to become really big. So I'd have like their early, like I have the first White Stripe 7-inch ever that like Jack White's buddy gave me when he was playing a show in my hometown that I put on, you know. And I have like the first pressing of Appetite for Destruction that got banned.
Oh, with the artwork
to go buy when I was a kid, you know, like, and like Ramones records signed by all the Ramones who I like met individually. Clash record signed by Joe Strummer, like Elliott Smith record that I bought off him at a bar before he was famous, and he like autographed it to me as a joke. Like, well, I'm not even a star. Why would you want my autograph? And you know, I had like things like that, and I do have photos of a lot of these things because I'm kind of crazy about taking pictures of stuff. So that's my only thing I'm hanging on to is at least I have like something that will be a memory and keep the memory from fading. And, but at the end of the day, for anyone out there listening, it's like all those things you hear, like the more things you own, the more things own you. It's kind of true in a way. Like, I feel really lost right now. Like, I feel like those things were like touchstones and kind of like breadcrumbs that led me to like remind me who I was. It's like, if you ever saw the movie High Fidelity or read the book, he said my record collection's organized in autobiographical order, and that's how like my little like man cave was. It was just like, it was just like records. I was like, oh, that's the record I got that's the one I stole from backstage at that Jane's Addiction show that I snuck into, and then I got Perry to sign it. Like, everything had a story, and this is really odd, and I'll let you guys get a word in edgewise. I had just done a cameo because I'm on Cameo. Someone hired me, and they're like, do whatever you want. It's just our friend. We want you to do a cameo. So I was like, I went out to my little like studio where I keep all my memorabilia, and I just did like this random show and tell for like 20 minutes. I was like, so here's this thing. I was just grabbing random things at random and like, oh, this is this thing from the time I was hanging out with the Rolling Stones, and this is this thing, just like telling stories. And I said it as a joke. I was like, I should really start like a YouTube series where I do like a rock and roll show and tell and just tell the story of all this stuff. And then maybe like I'll give something away or whatever, and it's so weird. Like, I literally said that. I did that cameo. I put it off for 2 days, and then I finally did it like the night before that I left town. And the next, like 24 hours later, everything was gone, which is just crazy.
From here in Seattle, we've just seen incredible acts of kindness throughout your community. Everything from like the Whiskey of a Go-Go being a place that people can go for supplies, and the way that people are helping with, animals and things of that nature. And you also have a GoFundMe page, Marco, where people, if they want to check it out, it's on our social media pages as well, at Daly Migs. And we hope that the money raised will at least, help recover some of the things, or replace some of the things that you can replace. I know a lot of the things you've been talking about are irreplaceable, but we definitely want to help you and your family rebuild.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate it, and a friend of my wife set up the GoFundMe, and at first we were like, oh no, we're, I've just never like been the type of person to like ask someone for money or ask someone for help or anything like that, and like this has been one of those things where our friends are just like, how do we help? Give us a way to help, please. And after a while, I realized I'm like, anytime someone's ever had a GoFundMe or when my old friend, Howie Pyro, who's no longer with us, he had a problem and needed a liver. Like, everybody in rock and roll bonded together and raised him enough money to get him a liver. Our friend Jesse Mallon in New York, who, unfortunately had a spinal stroke and is now paralyzed from the waist down. And like the healthiest, nicest guy, like, he's always helped everybody else. And everybody, you don't even think about it. You jump on there and you just step up. When I'm always doing that, I will always help anybody who needs help. And it's so weird to be on the other end of that, because I've always, I'm like, and so it's hard. Like, I sort of had to swallow my pride, because I never want to be a burden. I never, I'm not doing it. How you doing? Oh, I'm fine. Like, I'm just that guy. But just to see the outpouring of people just like, how can I help you? Can I give you a place to stay? Can I give you, can I buy you? One guy just texted me, like, can I buy you guys lunch tonight or dinner tonight? And I'm like, my natural inclination is to be like, no, we're good, But someone persuaded me. They're like, dude, just accept it
because people care.
People, yeah. And that's, and not to sound too woo woo, but like, honestly, it's one of those things that it really restores your faith in humanity when you realize, like, when something like this, of this magnitude happens, people who like, you haven't talked to in years, or people who you had a falling out with, they immediately, that just gets erased, and it just becomes, I love you, how can I help you? And I just want, like, I want to use this as while I've got this, like, platform for a second here on the radio, like, to anyone out there listening, man, just be cool. Just, nothing is worth hanging on to grudges. Nothing is worth everything I ever like scrimped, like, oh, I better not do that thing. I better not make that record because it's going to be too expensive. And, just don't be like that. Like, you're going to be okay, if like, don't live in fear. Don't like live your life in this, like, I better save everything just in case. Like, you just got to get rad. You just got to get out there and get all the goodies good, because you really never know. I never thought this would ever happen. And I don't know what I'm looking right now. I'm walking while I'm talking to you, looking towards the mountains towards where I lived, and it's this beautiful sunny day. The mountains look beautiful, and I'm like, somewhere under there is like just a big pile of ash, which used to be like where we, had where I used to sit on play guitar on my couch, or like make dinner, or like, play with the kids, or it's just so weird. Like, everything all the things we think we have, we don't really have. We just sort of inhabit for a while or possess temporarily. The only thing that really matters at the end of the day is that you create memories, that you help people, so that you create goodwill, not transactionally, not so that you can get something in return. It's just kind of because, and then it makes me happy that all right. It makes me happy that I kind of had this like life of rock and roll, because a lot of people that I grew up with that are way more talented than me, they took the like, oh, well, yeah, that'd be nice, but I got to be a grown up, and I got to, you tell yourself some story that makes you like cut off your passion. And then something like this happens. I can't imagine how much more sad I'd be right now if this happened to me and I had like not followed my dreams.
Well, Marco, we're up against the clock. We got to run, but man, we really appreciate you taking some time, and I hope you and your wife and your kids are all going to be all right. And people can check out that GoFundMe on all of our social media pages, and our heart goes out to you guys. You can see it on the Sugar Cult Facebook page too, and I think on my Instagram, which is just my name, Marco, Marko DeSantis. Yeah, and then just, regardless of the GoFundMe, just. If you want to reach out, if you want to say hi, if you like the band, I would normally say when someone DMs me, write me and I'll send you a free, a free Sugar Cult sticker or guitar pick or something. But I can't offer that now. I think people would understand.
Absolutely. Rock on, Marco, and be good out there, okay?
I'll send you a singed Sugar Cult poster. How about that?
Take care, Marco. Rock on. Now, we know that you are a massive music fan, Rockaholics, but do you think that you could name a song after only hearing 1 second of the chorus? Prove it to us, and if you do, you'll win tickets to see Papa Roach and Rise Against at Climate Pledge Arena on April 1st. 206-803-ROCK. We will play Hook or Shook at 9:27.
The Daily Migs Show.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Wow. What's up? I just bought and financed a car through Carvana in minutes.
You? The person who agonized 4 weeks over whether to paint your walls eggshell or off-white bought and financed a car in minutes?
They made it easy. Transparent terms, customizable down and monthly. Didn't even have to do any paperwork.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, have you checked out that spreadsheet I sent you for our dinner options?
Finance your car with Carvana and experience total control. Financing subject to credit approval.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
All morning, we have received texts and calls from you fine rockaholics that we've not yet had a chance to chat with you about, but the time has arrived. We are checking in with the rockaholics, so call us up if there's something you'd like to chime in on from the show this morning, or if you have anything on your mind that needs to be discussed. 206-803-ROCK.
Somebody did text in. This is going to be a tough conversation, but someone wanted to know, hey, what are you guys' thoughts about what happened at the Eagles game with that Packers fan? And we were having a conversation before our show even started about how do you handle the situation with this. So for people that don't know, and I'll try and paraphrase, but basically, we can't play the audio because it's just a bunch of bleeps. There were a couple of Green Bay Packers fans. I'd say maybe in their mid-20s, maybe 30s. I don't know. A engaged couple, his fiance and his future wife, whatever. They're at the game. It's in Philadelphia, known for being some of the friendliest fans in the world, and by friendly, not so much. So they're sitting there, they're watching the Packers take on the Eagles, and there's this D-bag standing behind the woman in this relationship, and he's kind of on the row behind her, so he's hovering over her, and he's talking trash, and at one point he says she's a dumb C word, and this is going on, and they're filming it. And so the debate has been, how do you handle this situation? Because a lot of people are giving the husband or the boyfriend, the fiance, a hard time. Like, what the hell are you doing, man? Why didn't you step up to the guy? And he even shared, he said it was a tough situation, surrounded by hostile people, including two of his buddies. One was his brother. If I got physical there was no good ending. And then, which I get, but I'll be honest with you, and I'm curious how you guys feel. If somebody called my wife that, and I would know that, this is probably going to lead to me getting my ass kicked. I'm not giving this guy a hard time. Everyone handles it differently. Maybe that's how his future wife, his girlfriend, wanted him to handle it. A fist would be going into that guy's face. I mean, I wouldn't be able to control myself. And I'm not saying that's the right way to handle it. Maybe the better way would be to go to security. I do have to say, I think the dumbest way to handle it is to just keep filming it. So you can put it on social media for what? I guess to put the guy on blast. I think maybe handle it with security or move to a different section. Or I'm not saying my way is the right way, but I'm just saying that the honest side of me, if somebody said that to my wife, I'd be punching them in the face.
I mean, if someone said that to me, I might be punching them in the face.
It was insane to watch. It was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and like my husband is, like you, Steve, a lover, not a fighter. But I can't imagine that he would just sit there, and I don't even think he would think to film it. I think that he would have handled it a little bit differently, maybe not in a violent way, but he definitely would have stepped up and said something.
At the very least, I would have told my wife we're switching spots. Because the guy was hovering over her. I'm like, I'd rather hover over me. You want to talk crap to me? Like, we can have a fun-spirited sports argument, but like the guy was being a D-bag.
Can I tell you though, that has happened to me every single time I've ever gone to Apple Cup at Husky Stadium.
For real? Oh. Also, I would never, I'm not telling these guys are wrong. I would never want to go to a Phillies, any Philadelphia sporting event unless I'm a Philadelphia sports fan.
Even if you weren't a Philly fan, you would wear the gear just to like blend in so you didn't get your booty kicked.
What about you, Danny? You're at a game. Let's just say, you and Lynn, Seahawks fans, but you go to watch them take on the Eagles in Philadelphia and some guy yelling at Lynn, calling her that word.
First off, I will say that what Taryn said is completely accurate.
Lynn would probably just clean out everyone like John Wick.
Oh my God, she would probably punch somebody way before I would.
Right in the throat.
That means that I would definitely have words with him. And when I get angry, I do get very angry, and it's one of those things like I will say.
You see red.
I will say really bad things until I get to the point of just fighting. And I think that at that point, I definitely would have not just stood there. But I think we would have probably been out of that section faster because I think she would have said some things that would have gotten kicked out of the venue, probably for life.
One text says, as an Eagles fan, most of us do not condone that. I got to imagine.
Of course.
Trash talking is one thing, but this is just on another level. Sarah?
Well, I'm watching the video, and they have subtitles. And not only did he say the C word, but he also called her ugly, which definitely would scar me more.
What would be worse if he said that you're an old lady or an ugly lady?
Oh, they're both really bad, Steve. Call me the C word all you want, but those two insults, no. Oh, they would be dead. Are you kidding? George wouldn't in 2 seconds, especially if George has been drinking. He would beat these guys so fast. And I would be fine if, hey, if you can't watch the game, I can't either. We're all going to get kicked out together. Joke's on you, dude.
Do you think maybe the girl was just like, I don't want you fighting?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
For
In that
sure.
situation, it's like, okay, under no circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that's the case, I'd be like, well, then we're leaving this.
Yeah.
We're leaving this spot because this is just too much.
But expensive tickets, she's probably just like, dude, babe, chill. It's fine. They're just names. I don't care. Like if they had good seats, I mean, where else would you go? It's like
That's
a
a good
playoffs
point.
game.
There's no other seats available. But I mean, if you go to an usher and be like, look, we just can't. Either they got to go or you got to find a place for us. I have no idea. But, man, I definitely don't think I would have handled it by just cell phone recording it to put it on social media. That just seems strange to me.
Migs, I don't know how your parents ever felt about any of your tattoos and things of that nature, but my parents always hated tattoos, and there's no way they would have let me get one underage. Did you ever have an opportunity to get an underage tattoo?
Oh, no. It was, you got to wait till you're 18. And as soon as you turn 18, if you want to be an idiot and get a tattoo, by all means, do it. And I did just that.
There is a tattoo artist who has made news for tattooing a 9-year-old. And despite all the bad PR, he apparently does not regret this. You're going to hear from him at 9:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
There is a tattoo artist in Yuma, Arizona, who is facing major controversy after tattooing a 9-year-old girl.
I couldn't believe this story.
Of course, the parents gave consent, but this is the news report on what happened.
A tattoo artist in Yuma known as Sosa is addressing the backlash he's receiving after a video he posted online showing him tattooing a 9-year-old girl at his shop. Black Onyx Empire Tattoo went viral.
I mean, any publicity is good publicity. I mean, I would rather...
I don't know if publicity of tattooing a 9-year-old's good publicity ever, personally. I don't know. Call me crazy.
Publicity, I mean, I would rather have good publicity. However, it's just a debate.
The video shows him inking an American flag on a young girl's arm, who he says initially wanted a picture of Donald Trump on her neck, but he convinced her.
Hold on a second.
What?
I'm done. Well, why did he change your mind?
Oh, my God. Wow. I have no words.
I think when I was a kid, before I was old enough to get a tattoo, I wanted like a tiger. So like running up my leg.
Cool. Not a political figure?
No, I didn't want Jimmy Carter's face on my neck. I don't know.
But he convinced her to get an American flag on her arm instead. The tattoo was done last year, and she recently came back to his shop for a touch-up.
Yeah. I mean, now that you say it's an American flag, it makes everything fine.
I kind of wish, maybe we could go into the future, 11 years from now when she's older and whatever's happened in her life and be like, hey, do you remember there was once a time you wanted to get somebody's face tattooed on your neck and see what kind of reaction? Because when we're younger, you want stupid things. Then when you get older, you realize, I'm so glad I didn't do that.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So no tattoos for Tatum and Barrett yet, not when they're... Maybe when they're 9.
She wants Marshall on the back of her neck.
Yeah, of course.
But I said you got to wait till at least you're 18 before you can get Marshall from Paw Patrol. Yeah.
What is happening in Arizona that led to a police officer sharing this?
He was trying to do the wow thing with a horse.
What? Find out during the Daily Migs download after Aerosmith.
The Daily Migs Show. Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs Download.
AKA the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
And the DMD is brought to you by Palace Law. And full disclosure, this morning when I sat down and had a cup of coffee here at work and I read this headline and I legitimately spit the coffee out. Not like full on like cartoony like everywhere, but like a little had to come out of my mouth because I was just like, I did not read that headline. I'm just going to read you the headline. Okay. Man accused of trying to put his junk on the nostril of a horse. News at 11. This literally happened to a 53-year-old man in Florida, and he got caught by his girlfriend while he was trying to do this. Here's the sheriff explaining exactly what happened.
He said, well, I had just some sexual frustration. Donald Calloway, who's 53 from Lake Wells, admitted that because he was trying to do the wow thing with the horse. She said, nay. That's right.
Didn't know he was a comedian as well.
Master impressionist, Polk County Sheriff Grady.
She said, nay. That's right. He tried to engage in inappropriate conduct with a horse, which is clearly against the law. Does Donald not know that a horse will bite you?
Oh, Powell, that's a valuable lesson right there.
Could have ended very differently for that guy. The Seattle Mariners signed infielder Donovan Solano to a 1-year, $3.5 million contract with the potential for an additional $1 million in performance bonuses tied to plate appearances. He's 37 years old and 35 RBIs for San Diego last season, has a career batting average of .279 over 11 MLB seasons. Could this be our year, Steve?
I mean...
She said, nay.
I think I might have to agree. I don't know if that's the big acquisition that we've been clamoring for Mariners fans. But all right, hey, it's the start, maybe. Hey, as far as weather, we're hitting a high of 44 degrees. The DMD is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino.
She said, nay.
And that's what's up.
Ryan Castle is up next with the Morning 12 back.
The Daily Migs Show.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues. You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex Lotion Tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex Lotion Tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super-sized laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Hey, I'm Ben Stiller.
I'm Adam Scott.
And we make a TV show called Severance. On January 17th, Severance is back for season 2 on Apple TV+, and we can't wait for you guys to see it.
And before the premiere, Ben and I are going to be binging season 1 and putting out daily recap podcasts.
Yep. Each weekday beginning January 7th, we'll be dropping an episode featuring exclusive behind-the-scenes tidbits and brilliant insights from our cast and crew and us.
Patricia Arquette, Britt Lauer, Zach Cherry, John Turturro, the list goes on.
All your favorite Lumen employees, their friends, families, enemies, in your feed every single weekday.
And here's the best part. After that, we're going to keep going. Tune in weekly as we recap every episode of Season 2. The podcast drops on the same day the episode comes out.
It's the Severance Podcast with Ben and Adam.
On Apple Podcasts, the Odyssey app, or wherever you get your podcasts.